Hello everybody and welcome back to the Beolab 5000 restoration. So I'm just going to summarize what I've done here today. I finished everything now on the amp, so all the caps have been replaced, all the trimmers have been replaced, all the settings have been done, and everything's been tuned to factory spec. So I'll explain to you exactly what I've done now. Alright, so where I last left off, I had replaced the 60 volts stabilized potentiometer, and I had set that to 60 volts. The adjustment was made by putting the multimeter onto the negative terminal of or a ground terminal anywhere really, but your best place to have a ground terminal is right there on your negative terminal of your capacitor. And as per the service manual, onto the BP point for measurement. So the other terminal of the multimeter on the BP point, which is just over there. You can just see BP down there where I'm pointing. So there's a little test point just below there. You can kind of barely see it, just onto there. So positive lead of the multimeter on there, negative lead on the capacitor, and your multimeter set to volts DC obviously, and adjust that to 60 volts. But before replacing that, I was very careful. I think it was a 5k trimmer, if I remember correctly, a 5k, no, 5k, 5k and 5k for those three, all 5k trimmers, and I think those were 100 ohm, if I remember correctly, for the bias trimmers. I think it was 100, I can't remember now, I might be wrong. Actually I can check, I've got the old trimmers. So let's just have a look quick. That was 5k, 5k, yes, 100 ohm. Yeah, so the bias trimmers were 100 ohm and those are 5k. So before replacing those, I removed these old trimmers, these old 5k trimmers, and I measured the resistance with my multimeter to get a value, and I matched that value with these new ones before fitting them, just to avoid any issues when you turn it on the first time, because if you put too much voltage, or you're obviously going to ruin everything. So it's always a good idea to just, preset those to the same value as the old ones first prior to putting them in, and then you can adjust afterwards so that you don't have any problems. And I did the same with that and that. So as per the service manual, it's got to be done in these steps. So the first thing you do is replace the 60 volt trimmer, which is what I did, and set that to 60 volts with the multimeter using test point BP. The no load current is the quiescent current, which is a bias on the left and the right side, which is the 100 ohm resistor there, a potentiometer trimmer, and 100 ohm there. And for these I did the same. I preset them, checking the other ones, and then set them once I powered the amplifier up. So with these, it's measured in 25 milliamps, and they suggest that you adjust this measurement by removing one of the emitter resistors. There's two for each channel, there and there, and then connecting one of the legs in series with the multimeter. But that's just it's a risky way of doing it. So if you use Ohm's law and you work out the the value of the resistor, etc. You can figure it out, and what you need to adjust it for. It works out to about 5.5 millivolts that you need to adjust across the resistor. So you don't have to remove the resistor, you can leave it in place and just measure across the points. 5.5 millivolts is what you're aiming for with the trimmer per channel on both sides. So once that's all done, that's sorted out, then you've got to move it to the symmetry on the right and symmetry on the left. And for this you need to look for the emitter of transistor number 410, and that's going to be that one over there. It's 410 there, and there's the collector, there's the base, there's the emitter. So I just stuck my multimeter over that resistor, which is connected to the emitter anyway, and again using your ground point that I pointed out earlier, and you're aiming for 4.2 volts on your multimeter, and I got the exact voltage for both that one and that one. So the left side was emitter of transistor 399, which is just over there. I think that's the one. There's transistor number 399. So we've got the emitter, which is there. Just try and focus up there. So there's the collector, the base, and the emitter. So I'll just put my lead on there, the other lead on ground, and again you're aiming for 4.2 volts, which is exactly what I've done. So that's everything done now. So that's it now. That wraps up the video for the amp. I'm going to be working on the tuner next. I'll be placing an order for the capacitors tonight. There's not that many really, nothing like compared to this. And yeah, I'll be reassembling this now and moving on. So yeah, see you on the next video.